Hi. Okay, so welcome. How are you doing? I figured something out. The other day. I don't remember when I figured it out, but I figured it out. Apparently I was having issues with the mouth movements and stuff because it wasn't lip syncing. I had to figure out I had the wrong microphone selected. Don't know how that happened, but oh well. Don't worry. Starts again tomorrow, and we're gonna actually make a schedule. We're gonna make a proper schedule. Stick to our guns. We'll do it. Okay? So let me thank you, Pretzel. Right. I have to do a lot of switching as well because of all the decibel with Streamlabs. I still have Streamlabs events and stuff rather than Stream Elements. I tried Stream Elements, didn't think I'd like it. I switched back and then they did this to me, so now I need to switch it back again. Oh well. It is what it is. So, we should be good. Just click in and get going. I remember this. I can't remember where I'd gotten to. The problem is you've got to make sure you're high enough. So you've got to make it like perfectly on the on the edge. Ah, right. I'm just failing at this bit. To be fair to me, I haven't touched this game in like nearly 3 weeks. It was actually, no, it was the week before Halloween when this was. It's probably going to take me a bit to get my groove back. Although to be fair, I'm not in the best place. My head is jumping about, doing whatever it wants to at the minute, especially today. Ooh, right, we're making progress. I remember, is this So we go through there. And there's a bunny heart there. We use that to get under, and if we're feeling very cheeky, we can get through there. It's this bit that does me in here. And then that's the last bit. It's getting through. It's probably not that bad, but I think I'm just being like very like like I'm not clutching. Ah, too far down. I spent, unfortunately, most of mine playing Vanguard. So yeah, there's a free access weekend. It's probably useless telling people now that it exists. But if you're interested, you probably already knew. Anyway, I've been playing some of that. I'm gonna admit, the multiplayer is not half bad. However, I'm morally like Cold War broke me, I think. There's way too much to grind to. And they expect you to put in half an hour a tier on a 100 tier battle pass. I'm sorry, I don't have that time to give you. Especially to you, Call of Duty. I don't have that time to commit in. And I can't support a company that supports the harassment of their workers. The same with Amazon. Like, I don't support Amazon anymore. Because I think they're just like a really it's bad business. Like, how can you expect to run a business on that sort of mentality? I just find it scummy, you know. I don't know why that's in my mind. mind. I'm just rambling about, like, you know, businesses that kind of manipulate staff members into doing things. Although, to be fair, no, I can't say it. It might be true, but I can't say it. But it's gonna continue to die on the same bit because I'm bad at the game. We need to employ, like, muscle memory into this because I'm bad at the game. And we also need to make sure we're low enough for that one. Ooh. Ah, like I said, controls at all times in this game are very hit and miss. Not far enough over there. What film got the caption Electric Boogaloo? Because I know it comes off a film, and I know now it's a meme, but in my mind, it's definitely a film. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Way too quick. So we need to boost into that thing from a distance. Otherwise, we're gonna continuously fail. It does make you redo this section though, innit? Yeah, I'm struggling with this bit. I was hoping it'd kind of be like Mirror Temple, when we did Mirror Temple, and it just said, oh yeah, you know, like, you struggled for like nearly an hour and a half, and then I came back and did it on my first try. I was kind of hoping this is what this would be like, but I guess that's what 3 weeks out of the scene does for you. Oh, I missed it. You slimy devil. Blah, blah, blah. That's another good one. That's another good one that I've been messing with. It's like memes and stuff. Just and there's one of I forget his name. The guy who created the room. And it's that meme where it's like, let me introduce you to the new Joker. And then it just cuts to him in the Joker's outfit and he's just screaming. And I'm just like, yeah, that's me on like a spiritual level. I forget his name. What's his name? Because in my mind it's Willem Dafoe, but I know it's not Willem Dafoe because I know who Willem Dafoe is and he's a great actor. I always think back to Willem Dafoe when he starred as Ryuk in Death Note, the live action. And he did like an amazing job as Ryu. Even though he only had like 5 lines in the entire thing. So I don't understand how they made a Death Note that barely featured Shinigami and there was barely anything to do with the actual thing. And it's like, the characters in Death Note weren't as good as the characters in the actual show, or the manga, or the light novel, whatever Death Note was. I think it was a manga, wasn't it? Because when you watch something like that, you expect the characters to be like, at least follow the traits of the character. they didn't. Like, in that, we had Light was kind of stupid. Misa was cunning. Ryuk was non-existent, however they nailed his character. L was just... L's traits were just completely wrong. Like, yeah, it was a genius, right, but... L wouldn't go chasing someone. You would have already predicted that they would have run and would have got the police on that side to stop them. Rather than having to chase Light himself. You know. Stuff like that just makes me think like, you know, sometimes places like Netflix don't have a clue what's going on. Although, to be fair, to Netflix, I don't know what the rights are on the actual story. So, the show would have the rights to use the actual story if they were making a film and it was authorized. It makes me think like how sometimes you get it absolutely spot on and sometimes it's just awful. And I think Death Note is the pinnacle of that. I'm proving that if we say something enough, it will get through. But here's the thing, right? On the actual surface, it's not bad. For an hour-and-a-half film that condenses nearly 15 hours worth of anime and a lot of volumes of manga. Well, here's the thing, actually, it doesn't. That's the problem. It's like completely different at the end. As a standalone, it would have done alright. You could have tweaked like a couple of things and branded it under something else, and it probably would have done really well. So we can make that. So that's my takes on Death Note. Love the anime, by the way. Absolutely love it. But I mean, in this in this like day and age, who doesn't love Death Note? One of like only the few animes we've got that are actually any good. But I guess that's also dependent on like the person. Because like I don't like things like Naruto and things like that. I did go through a phase of liking SAO, but looking back now, it's not good. Don't watch SAO. And if you're going to waste your time watching it, watch the YouTube abridged. Because it's funnier, shorter, and you'll get more of a laugh out of it. I hate this controller so much. Because like it doesn't know what it wants. It's like I can be holding up left and it just goes left. I can be holding right and it goes up right. And with that, we need to be much quicker. Yeah, I didn't like that. I just got like a bad flashback then of when I was little and I was creating stuff and I was drawing and doing stuff, you know, like I was thinking about stuff I was creating back then and thinking about like how that impacts like the stuff I make now. Or the things I'm thinking about. Because I have like projects that I'm doing since I was like 15. Granted, the entire thing's changed. But I was thinking like how those things I was doing when I was like 9, I felt like how I view them now. It's like, think about like all the characters that are made. No! Think about all the characters that are made and like how they developed when I was 9 against how the characters I make now develop like now that I'm like older. And the reality of that is I feel like I can better develop a character now because granted those characters were not very good. But it's like I was coming up with like these really interesting like story arcs and stuff. Like they get tortured and become like it can be like manipulated into different forms and stuff. It was really cool to have that what was it? Oh yeah, that Drawn to Life game. There was 2 of them, I think, and I think the first one was alright, and I think the second one was like very poorly received. But I really don't remember like what the story was. It was like you can self-insert your own characters, draw your own characters, and they get to be like the main star. But all it was your characters were the playable characters. Obviously, I was putting characters in, and I was like just having a story told to me with my characters. I actually really enjoyed that. Ooh, that was closer. I don't think it's something I'd ever play again, because the story doesn't change depending on your character. And a lot of it revolved around the actual like supporting cast that was already pre-made. If I remember, there was like a bad one. Oh, now I'm rattling my brain. I remember the last level of that game specifically because it had you switch between like all your characters. You can make like a grand total of 3, I think. And in the last level, they have you switch between like all 3 of them. I don't think there's any boss battle. Yeah, Drawn to Life. I think about like all the stuff on DS I used to play. I aforementioned like Last Window and Hotel Dusk and things because they're actually really good games and I really enjoy them. then of course, there's classics. There's New Super Mario Brothers, which is obviously a classic. Is that what getting old feels like? When you're like a game you got on launch day becomes a classic? Is that what? I have like a dire feeling that's what getting old feels like, and I don't like it. What else is there? The DS that we had. We had all the Professor Laytons. They're pretty chill games. You don't have to really rack your brain for an answer. There is... I'm trying to think of the other games that I played. I played Brain Training. And the problem with Brain Training, Matt, is that I played it when I was like 11. And the lowest brain age you can get is 18. But I feel like that is wrong. Because my brain isn't developed enough to be like an 18-year-old. So therefore it'd be telling me I had the brain of a 60-year-old. I was terrible at literacy, but I was really good at the math stuff. And that... It's weird, because in school I was really bad at maths and really bad at literacy, but like... When I got to high school, I was really good at maths. And then when I got to A level, which is sixth form, which is where you go when you turn 16, I took maths and I hated every minute of it because it wasn't math. And that is the issue with educational things. Like, oh yeah, you can come and learn maths because we do all this cool stuff, and then you never do any of the cool stuff that we advertise, so it's technically false advertising, but good luck proving it. We had a terrible teacher as well. The thing about A-level is, right, A-level is you're supposed to teach yourself. The problem was I didn't actually even want to be there. I was only there because I was forced there, and the only one that I could really pass was understanding how like businesses did like portfolioing and stuff, and understanding how they worked, and computer science because I'm a tech head. I was absolutely useless at everything else. There's a businesswoman in this one, but I think I've got too good morals for it. feel like my business would fail because I wouldn't want someone to not feel like they can be there, you know? No. Business is cool. When you finally understand like how like businesses like think about like, oh, this is the kind of promotional thing we're going to do. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's really cool. But at the same time, it's like, this is boring, man. Like, I know someone, I was in a level class with them, who have set their own business up, and they were coming out with like all these ideas in business class, you know, like very specific things, very like functional, like whatever. The problem is, they've actually done their thing, and it hasn't worked, even though the reality is that it probably should have. I'm gonna do one thing actually. Turn them off, because apparently that's a good speedrun tactic. But yeah. Ultimately, it's failed because they didn't do enough market research. And in the end, that's what's key for a good business to succeed, understanding its market that it's working in. And in much life, this is exactly the same, right? You need to understand what your target audience wants, which is why I like to be positive and cozy, because lots of people are like super over the top dramatic in this scene. And that's not what I'm about, you know. I'm chill. I want to help you, but only if you learn to share. And if you don't want to share it on the stream, then Discord message me afterward, or Twitter message me afterward. We'll talk it out. It was like yesterday when I was being asked, like, I've had a bad day, yeah, blah blah blah. I said, if you want to share it, you can, but like, I don't want to dig in and divulge into it, like, without your like permission, because I feel like that's just like wrong. See that, right? That was top right the entire time. But yeah, that's I'm cozy. I'm not it's like I'm not over like sexual either, right? There's a lot of people in this scene who are sexual, right? And you know, like they want to show off, like, oh, look at me in this like skimpy swimsuit, you know. No touchy though. It's like, well, what are you getting out of that? Like, granted, I know you're like, you know, capitalizing on the horny, but surely there's a better way. And people like that, but like I have seen that a couple of times, and I'm like, that does absolutely nothing for me. So I don't understand how it does anyone for anyone else. And you can be into like all this like, you know, anime girl stuff, right? That's fine. I'm not judging that. But what I'm saying is like, I don't understand how this like suitable for work stuff, very borderline suitable for work stuff on Twitch is allowed, you know. I'm not judging. You do what you've got to do, right? If you want to go up and start an OnlyFans and do whatever you want, then by all means, go and do it. But there's a problem in this scene. Right, I'm gonna rant on about VTubers for a bit. Right. I've noticed throughout, like, here's the thing, I don't engage in drama on Twitter. I just like observe it and I'm just like, alright. Especially in this scene. If it's anywhere else, I'll probably like reply, oh, that's bad, that's bad. But there's a very bad like lightness going on with VTubers at the moment. And there's two very specific things that did it for me. It made me think a lot of this community is like, you know, hiding under like false conjecture and stuff, and they're just saying things for the sake of saying things, right? I look at event number 1, which I think it came first. Was V-Stars, and V-Stars disbanding their entire Discord and server. And they were always like, we're here to be friends, we're here to be friends, blah blah blah. And they were literally on like the verge of like revealing like their like new talents, you know, that they brought in. I have a theory as to what had happened. But basically it was a group, right? It was like join the group, you know, like support each other, blah. And just, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, something like that. 3 weeks ago on a Wednesday, it just completely shut down. Went on Twitter to have a look at the drama and stuff, and they were in a bad way. Hey Zach, how you doing? On this wonderful day. Don't mind me, I'm just rambling on about nonsense. I am very tired for some reason. I need to get a bit more sleep, I think. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm glad you're doing good too. I was just ranting on about all the Twitter drama that goes on. How it greatly annoys me. You started playing Pokemon Platinum again. That's great. I need to pick a Pokemon game up, I think. I don't know if the new Switch remaster's worth picking up first or just trying to get hold of an old one. Are you doing anything specific in it? Are you doing a Nuzlocke, or are you just playing through, or a randomizer or something like that? I can't play any of the Switch games, sadly. Ah. But it's alright, because the older ones are better anyway. Just replaying it, going to read through the story this time around. Wow, your first time just mashed through, did it? It's like, I think that happens to everyone. The RPGs. Yeah, just mash through the story. We don't care, and then you actually start to care when you see the ending. I wanted to do Nuzlocke, but I wasn't particularly. I'm not adept to Pokemon. That's how I've played Pokemon games for the years. I find it strange I've never played one. I think I played like the first bit of Fire Red, the old Game Boy, in the Game Boy Advance one. I played like the first bit of that, but outside of that, I haven't touched a Pokemon game, ever. Besides Pokemon Go, that is. I've got a feeling that's a tad different. Ooh. 2 days ago, I failed my randomized Pokemon Nuzlocke because of a Dewott. And that was the first gym as well. RIP. Given the rules of like the Nuzlocks and stuff, I don't know how they actually work. I know you can only capture one Pokemon, you're supposed to name them, but what if you lose them all? Are you like in a lockout then? The only chance of beating it was my Drink Tank. Fisher, and it was immune to Fisher. Ah, that sucks. If you lose all your Pokemon, you've failed the Nuzlocke. See, I wouldn't want to put the time into. Given that I've never played a Pokemon game, I want to put the time and effort into trying to do a Nuzlocke and then failing right at the end. Especially when you don't know what's coming next, and you know, you just make it to like the final boss and you don't have that one specific thing that it's weak to, and then you just fail. Like your Fisher issue. I could play a normal Nuzlocke, no problem, but it randomized, it'd be difficult. Hey, you could get like one of those legendary Pokemons. You could get one of them as your starter. Depends how you play the randomizer. Just ends up being a grind fest as well, which is annoying. Ah, it's probably best I stay away then. There's plenty of other games too. Don't be down if you can't play any of the Switch games. Sword and Shield aren't good from what I've heard. And the other one is a Diamond and Pearl remake, which I'm pretty sure was DS, I think? I don't know. I'm not sure on the generations. There are some more intriguing fun challenges that have been done in Pokemon games as well. These elaborate. I want to find a challenge to get into and really sink my teeth into in that universe. If I can get hold of a Pokemon game, that is. The Diamond and Pearl remakes are meh. Pretty bad art style with them walking around as well. As well as EXP share that's permanent on. I assume the EXP share means that all Pokemon get it in one. And I'll assume that's not how it is in the actual. It gives EXP to your entire team. I don't know, I find that better, to be honest. You could be in an area where one of your Pokemon is exceptionally weak to them, and on your way back out, you can like earn a Pokemon that's weak to it all. A bit of experience. EXP share is good, I just want to be able to choose to have it on or not. Oh, that's fair enough. I'm planning on doing a challenge where the only Pokemon I can use in battles is a Gardevoir. So you're limiting yourself down. I bet it's doable. There's all challenges like that are doable. I want to do one. It's definitely doable. And it's not going to be a giant grind fest as well. Although anything that stops you grinding away at the game is a good note in my book. I did one. Quite a while ago now. I played one of the old Mario RPGs, one of Mario and Luigi RPGs, and the only trick was I wasn't allowed to up anything other than speed. So I called it the super fast. Based on how you start to work in that, it's like you get like a base amount, then you get like a bonus. The trick was you just play through the game normally. You can't have any power boosting items, you can't use anything that boosts your power, no equipment that raises any power or anything like that. You could only raise speed, which meant you were super weak, super low defense, but you got more turns. And in the first game, it actually makes you quicker as well. And that was, it wasn't a grind, but it was an interesting challenge. Can't do that these days. You let a game stop you doing stuff like that. I want to do like Paper Mario one at one point. At one point, I do want to do a challenge in a Pokemon game where I have to limit myself to a specific typing for each team. I feel like you're going to run into a bit of a problem there. So all your Pokemon are going to be weak against, like, if you have all grass, I think that's weak to fire, is it? I'm not 100% certain on Pokemon types. Not really. There are dual typings. Oh, right, so you could get like one that's... I get you. I know what you mean. choose to go with Fairy or Psychic so I can use Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a Fairy type, I think. Fairy type, yeah? But I'm going off the stuff I have from Pokemon Go. When I used to play that. In X and Y and also Gardevoir's bored. Right. So does that mean then, in that instance, you'd be able to run both Psychic and Fairy? All your characters, like all your Pokemon, or would that mean you'd be able to have like a Psychic and Rock type, or a Fire and Fairy type? If any of those pairings exist. Or is it going to be strictly like Fairy and Psychic? You go for Psychic as a primary. That's fair enough. Your wording there is very specific, so that eliminates anything that's like a primary of something else, and then the Psychic is secondary. Some of this level's beginning to annoy me. I'd love to try that out though. Gotta get hold of a Pokemon game first. If I won't go on the rant about piracy. I did that Wednesday. With that, it'd have to be the Pokemon on my team. I have to have the type I choose my typing. I'm not particularly sure I understand that message. Are you saying you're quite lax with that, that whole, as long as they've got the type, they can be on the team, or is... Sorry, I'm probably being really stupid. If I choose Psychic, the team must have Psychic type. Alright, that makes sense. So, as long as they've got it. I said things wonky as well. A 100% Psychic. You're gonna be able to tell the future, Zach. Oh. Someone seems to think I'm important. Nope. I can use dual tap as long as they have Psychic. That's what I was thinking. I was going to think like you're really limiting your options down if you're going to literally just go for primary slot Psychic. You get on that challenge. You rock it. Still, you're gonna have to strategically plan. There's no guarantee you could get a dual Psychic, one with Psychic and dual. Not Psychic and dual. The thing is if I go Psychic, I can't use Sylveon. I have to think hard about what to choose there. And what does Sylveon... What is Sylveon's base? Is Sylveon Fairy? I thought so. And Sylveon is pure Fairy. so there's no way you can use it. Kind of difficult because I don't know what. It's difficult for me to think because I don't actually know the Pokemon. Is there no psychic version of the Eevee upgrade, like when Eevee evolves? If I choose Fairy as my typing, I can use Sylveon and Gardevoir. But doesn't that give you like an advantage? Is there even enough Fairy type to fill a team? Ooh! How close were we there? There's an Eevee psychic type as well. Ooh! So close. We got that one. Died there. We would have made it out and just dropped and climbed up. Would have done it. Pretty sure that in Isowild there's enough Fairy type for an entire team. You know better than I do on that. I'll just assume that the Sylveon is the better Eevee evolution. Which is why you need to think about it. Because if the Psychic one was any good, you'd just choose the Psychic one. A bit of a time, which is why I like him. Or her, or it. Never really used Espeon, so I don't know which is better. I think everyone likes Sylveon just because of the look of Sylveon. Like, I've never played Pokemon in my life, but I know what Sylveon looks like. There's a lot of people who like Espeon as well. I think in the Pokemon scene, it's a very like diverse group of people. Because everyone's got what they prefer. Whoops. It's kind of like the starters, right? Think about the starters. Especially the one where you get like Charmander and stuff. It's like everyone's gonna have a preference. Espeon has also existed for way longer than Sylveon. Really? That's surprising. I thought it was just like, because they're all Eevee evolutions. Unless it was in... Oh, right. No, it meant to be in the actual, like, card version. The card game. And then Sylveon was added later. Espeon was introduced way back in Gen 2. Sylveon was introduced in Gen 6. Really? Wow. Hang on, I thought Eevee was like a new character. When it was first shown. The evolutions have existed from different amounts of time. Liner. You learn something new every day. Eevee's existed since Gen 1. My whole life is a lie at this point. Hi Tiff, how you doing? I'm failing exponentially. I'm very surprised at that though. I thought Eevee was like introduced in the DS era, which will have been Black and White, I think. Yeah, we're just failing. I wouldn't worry about it. You have surprised me with that though. I didn't know. In Gen 1, there was Eevee, Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon. I knew about Vaporeon and Flareon. I didn't know there was... No, I do know it's an electric one. Espeon, who you say is the psychic one, and Umbreon, who will be... I'm not sure what that one would be. They added Leafeon and Glaceon. So that's an ice one and ice? Then came Sylveon in Gen 6. Umbreon is dark type. Leafeon is grass type and Glaceon is, I assume, ice type. One of my friends' tech messed up. There's no tech channels for me. I have no permissions on it. Have you reacted to a specific message? Yeah, is that there's also maybe the server's been like compromised, maybe. Can you see the users in the server? You may want to DM your friend about that. Because they might not know. I did ask them. Did they just say it was fine? Or have they not responded? What, Arcane? Not yet, but I'm planning to. Very good from what I hear. Please take up time. She probably won't read it until tomorrow or late tonight. Well, all I'll say is if it is a bad thing, like the account being hacked or the server being taken over maliciously, then it's better to sort it out sooner rather than later. But nothing stops a new server being made. It's if the account has been compromised, which is a problem. I'm going to watch it at some point. Because that sort of thing interests me. Not League of Legends though. League of Legends is abysmal in my eyes. But the stuff they make out of League of Legends, mwah, wonderful. Really? Not a big deal. I just DM her. Not hit talking to people. In private. In private. Kind of good game. Community's a pain, but how the game works is pretty nice. It's nice when the game actually works in your favour. I do hope that issue does get fixed though. Yeah. I struggle with League. It's not my game. With TFT though, oh, I'm top tier with TFT. Gotta learn the meta. To be fair, I haven't played TFT in a long time. I'm very interested in that that new game they brought out. What is it? The Ruined King. I'm very interested in that. Not so much the Hextech one, but definitely that one. What game? Oh, do you not know about this? There are some League of Legends games completely separate to League. It uses like the properties and stuff of League of Legends. And there's 4 games been announced sometime last week. Windows Defender, you threw me off. I know there's Teamfight Tactics. No, so they brought out there's 4 more. I can't exactly remember their names. Let me find them. So there's Song of Nunu, which is like a story game. There's Convergence, which is like a platformer. There's Hextech Mayhem, which is a rhythm game. And The Ruined King, which is a turn-based combat game. The Ruined King is out now, as is Hextech Mayhem on Steam. But these other 2 are coming in like 2022. These are completely separate to League of Legends, but they use like League of Legends characters. I know about Legends of Runeterra and Wild Rift and that, but these are completely separate. But they're made by Riot, so well, they're licensed by Riot, so they have the seal of approval. I forget which one Legends of Runeterra is. Is that the card game? I want to go into a server. It literally says no text channels. It says you find yourself in a strange place. You don't have access to any text channels, or there are none on the server. Then you see yourself in the side, like right at the top. Yeah, I thought it was the card game. No. All blank. Are you on mobile or computer? Let's do some troubleshooting. In your picture. Give me 1 second. Ah, we missed it. Yeah. That's what I see on PC and mobile. I don't have anything. I don't see anything at all. It just looks like it's having problems loading. Here's what that seems like to me. It seems like all the permissions you've got have gone. Seems like all the permissions have gone on that. Me. He's definitely one of my favourite characters in Arcane League. 100% like, I'm gonna watch it. I just need to see if I can either siphon... I need to see if I can siphon some of the Netflix account before I... before I actually go out and buy it. I don't think she knows fear. I feel bad bringing it up because I think all we do is cause stress. As she mentioned that, it's out on Netflix. That's what I'm saying. I need to make sure. I need to see if I can siphon someone's account first to get it. Someone's offered, but I feel really bad taking it. Is the thing. I might just do it and just put it on my tablet because that looks good in 720p and that's what the lowest price plan gives you. I don't think we ever fix it because it brings stress. Has she ever mentioned that it like stresses her out? No, it's all complete. It's completely Netflix, isn't it? So, I mean, granted, like the only other way of doing it is pirating it, which I'm not really wanting to do. I get anxious over a lot of things. I feel that. Because I feel that on a personal level. You watch it without Netflix? Let's do that. Share your ways. Share your secrets. But don't tell me it's 1, 2, 3 movies. Once I showed her a game on Steam and she had glitches and such because it made her anxious. It's called Questionable Sites. Yeah, there we go. I do a game on Steam because there was too much going on. So fun, it'd be an old iPhone, so no worries. I'm not sure how to kind of bring a response into that. suppose it's like understanding how to best like show a thing, I guess. I don't want to stress anyone out over over a little like game. And look, the missions aren't that bad. Okay. Just a bit of patience and some understanding. It was a trailer, it wasn't even a game. Again, it's like, it's difficult to difficult to say. I just hope my message is about the server doesn't cause her stress. I think she'd end up, because it's not a big deal, I think she'd end up being more stressed if she lost the server. Now luckily it doesn't look like she's lost it because it's still in your list. Usually when a server goes, it like drops down to the bottom with like a question mark saying, what was this server? Where's it gone? Or it just completely disappears. In your case, it just looks like the permissions have gone a bit haywire. Which means you should be all good. I'm more curious as to why it's not working. Was there any indicator that he was having a fiddle around with the permissions, you know? Maybe something's been dragged off in a different direction. I've made up my mind. I'm buying Netflix. I'm watching that Arcane. One day I'll own Netflix. You'll own Netflix or you'll own Netflix? I suppose if you do one, you can do the other. I'll own a Netflix account. Set your goals high. You can own Netflix. It's like a typical Discord user. He logs on with your phone every 6-7 hours to check. Or sometimes she responds. That's fair enough. I feel that vibe. I never set high goals. Guess you can't be shut down that way, can you? I don't know how she broke her server. I wouldn't worry, everything like this gets resolved eventually. You log in and see your message. And it should be all happy down there. Unless it's compromised, in which case. Did you DM her through Discord? Or another type of private message? How could it get compromised? Because there's a thing to do with Discord is that it uses token authentication rather than the usual authentication. So if you click on a dodgy link or something, your account can be compromised because it logs the token, and hackers can log in through Discord through a token. Like 5 users. It's more a case of like someone, you're in like another server with people and it's like, oh look, I'm giving away like this, and just click the link and they're like, it'll add it to your Steam account, and it's like, yeah, alright, it sounds dodgy, but people fall for it. It's not a case of it being targeted, it's just like, it just happens. Should never do that. Don't like Skyrim and Sims. Like I said, that's just like that's just an example, but there's lots of examples of the same sort of thing that happens. There's less space for Skyrim. Gotta get space for them mods. My mind always like my mind always pushed back to the mods for Minecraft where everything becomes ultra realistic. So like lava has like proper flowing and water and you know, like grass and stuff, and it's like it just comes to the PC as going set your goals high, Zach. Always try and raise the bar. I do know she was playing on Sims 4. Maybe she messed it up then. The thing is, in order to mess it up, you need like... The fact that you've lost access to everything. I'm not sure because it's very intentional. Maybe I'm banned. It is always a possibility. But if you were banned, I think that would stop you viewing the server. I don't see why she'd do that though. That's what's happened to me before. So servers usually poof off. You say you log into your phone. Is the server still visible there? You log in through your phone. Or is it just completely missing on your phone? Yeah. That may be what's happened. I can see the server, but it's a blank screen. Alright, so to me then that's not a ban. I'm trying to think. What else it could be, because to me then that's not a ban. What could that be? That has to be the permissions. But the fact that you can't see yourself on the side. Of course you can't, because there's no channels. How many text channels were there originally? It made no sense if I got banned. Why would she invite me to be in a book club and stuff? About 9 or 10. Okay. The only way I can see this of happening, right? If you aren't banned from the server, you can set permissions based on category. Now, if all the channels were under one category, she could have set the category permissions, which would have affected every channel underneath it in one go. Which is how she could have accidentally set all the channels to private. I wouldn't be shocked if that's what happened. It's the only real, like, way I can see it happening by accident. worry. It's very easily fixable. Let's give your friend a chance. If the server's still intact and it's still there, I think you're safe. Whoops. Really struggling. Especially there. I was talking about a lot of drama that goes on in the old VTuber world. Which I'm pretty sure you know about that if you're still there. And how it's like every week there seems to be something else. Something brand new that happens that kind of ruins it for everyone else. So I was saying like how 3 weeks ago it was V-Stars that completely like just disbanded. Shut the server down entirely and disbanded like I think a couple of days before they were about to announce like tier 1 talent and stuff. What? Only to find out that the owners of the server were like complete really bad people. I just observe it. I don't get involved. If I start getting involved, I will get I'll get a bad rep and I don't want that. But it's just like every week, like every week there's something. Like last week it was I won't name them. But like someone got outed as a bad person. Doing things I'm not going to mention. It's like, why can't we just have, in the majority of our community, good people? Why is it always got to be like people who abuse and manipulate? It's annoying. Must be tough. It's not tough, it's just, I think it paints a bad picture. It paints a bad picture on a lot of us. And it's like when this is like a way that helps people like, you know, curb dysphoria and it's pretty common among people in general. Well, yeah. But I feel like when you paint like that picture on like a community, well, I look at it this way, right? I was always told an old saying, right, when I was younger, which was, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. I keep on smiling. Which is the same thing. It takes more brain power to be nasty to somebody than it does to be nice. Why can't everyone just be nice? It requires less brain power. You like to think they are, but in reality, humanity is pretty toxic and parasitic. Again, I'm not 100% certain on that, because there are some people who are very nice, and I wouldn't describe them as toxic and parasitic. No. I'm sure some people would call me parasitic. I'm like a parasite, like live under your mattress. Like, but it's like, I don't think some of the stuff I read about, like, you know, like mental abuse, saying stuff like that to people, it's like that would weigh on me. Big time would weigh on me. Made me feel like trash. I don't know how people can like live a life where that's all they do to someone. Like, doing that would make my own life miserable. What's the point in like judging someone? Being nasty to them. And you could just be like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I have no idea either. Exactly. I'm just trying to understand it, because people are well, let's put it this way, people are very strange sometimes. I think a lot of people have problems with people in 2021 in general. That's why it's hard to talk to people. Well, here's the thing, like, people are getting, like, really defensive now. You know, it's like, if you don't agree with someone's ideals, you become outcasted from everyone else. Everyone I know is like, I don't want to chat with anyone. They're pretty closed off nowadays. They just keep to themselves. I think COVID is a prime candidate in that one. It's locked a lot of people off from reality. Like in the place I work, it's like a lot of people went home and worked from home for COVID, and no one wants to come back now. And when they are forced back in, they're very like reserved. You know, they don't want to be there. They don't want to talk to anyone. They just want to like sit at home and idle the work away. It's the best way of doing it. gonna keep it there, I think. I know I'm ending early, but my brain is like, I can't do this anymore. I've been practicing the same bit now for like 2 hours and I'm no closer. I got really close, but I feel like now that I'm back on rhythm, I keep trying it a little bit each week. I'll do it better. Have a good night. You too. I hope your friend sorts their server out. And if it stresses them out, just tell them that it's not difficult to fix. Yep. Good. No worries. Like I said, I'm the technical person. More of a computer person than I or her. I am the tech. Anyways, have a wonderful night. A wonderful rest of your evening. And pleasant dreams. From now until the next time. And I'm back on schedule. I am making sure I'm back on schedule. I'm gonna bet one. Makes me feel better when I do. Take care of yourself.